So I will quickly go through that. First, we'll be going through that. What is internship? What are the things we are going to do in the internship? That is what we are going to discuss it. And why we are doing internship. And then I would be making in today's session, in the first session, we always do, we create a teams in the different module, because to run a project, this is end-to-end implementation, right? To run end-to-end implementation, we need a full team. So I will group into the team. We'll make sure that who is a manager, who would be managing the full project, who are the team leads, and which team you belong to, that we will be defining which module you belong to, right? But the first question is, what is internship? Okay, so basically, why we are doing this internship, you need to understand. I have seen this, that, and this is I'm training more than 10 years, and from last 7 years when I started my freelancing career, I'm doing more and more trainings parallel to the projects which I do. So what I found that, that we are giving the trainings, and people are getting training from the different institutes. Even they are spending huge amount of money to get trained from SAP. But the number of people after getting the training who are becoming a consultant is very few. Even many people does not get the interview calls. Some people get the interview calls, but they are not able to clear the interviews. And even some people are able to get the job, but they are not able to withstand in the job, right? They are not able to withstand in the job. They're not able to take the pressure of the consulting job, right? So that's what I have analyzed, and I try to understand here, where is the gap. So the first gap we have identified, that this is a problem, that all the companies, they need the resources who are ready, right? They need a ready workforce, the people who should know they are taking not only the module knowledge, but you should also know how the implementation project happens. What, as a consultant, you need to do it. And let me tell you, this is not a problem of only the SAP. This is the problem of the full education system itself. I also see people learning AI, people learning machine learning, ML languages and other things. And when I have talked to them and asked them that what is the application of your knowledge, where it is going to be implemented, or which business process or which area of the business will help from the knowledge which you have gained, they don't have answer for it. They don't have answer for it. So the problem is, we get the knowledge, but we don't know that, yeah, what is the application of this knowledge? So that is the gap which we try to fulfill in the internship. During the internship, we'll try to fulfill that gap, that the knowledge which you have gained on a particular module, we are trying to convert into the application. And what is the biggest application? The biggest application is end-to-end implementation project. That is always, even though people want to take you in a support project, they want to make sure that end-to-end implementation knowledge should be there, end-to-end implementation exposure should be there. That's why, because when they take you as a consultant, and if they want you to put on an implementation project, they want to make sure that you already know, because in the implementation project, you don't have that much of time. You will join it, you will try to learn it, and then you would perform. That much of time they don't have. They are hiring you as a consultant. You need to understand what is a consultant means. Consultant means when you go there, sit in a chair, you are the expert. You are the expert. You know everything, what happened, where happened. That's where you are called as a consultant. Try to understand what are the consultant, right? What do we mean by consultant? In earlier, when the IT was not there, people were becoming a consultant after 10, 20 years of experience. They become a consultant, where they have authority to talk about on the subject which they know, which they have experience into it, right? Now the technology coming into the picture, if you know that specific technology and everything around it, you are a consultant for it. But you need to make sure you deploy that knowledge, you demonstrate that knowledge, right? That's where it is required. They need a people who know in an end-to-end implementation project what would be done, what would be required. That's where everyone require that. Second thing is that end-to-end implementation is not a playground, right? When you're going for any company, they want to always take, even the client always want to take experienced consultant. In my first implementation project, that was the biggest implementation project which went through as a big bang, world's biggest big bang approach implementation project, which I did 20 years ago. In that implementation, almost there was around 40 consultants was there, 40 consultant was there. It was 9 countries was involved, right? And during the initial 6 months itself, they have almost sent 8 to 9 consultants back to India or back to the country where they come from. They said, we don't like this consultant, you replace. The knowledge is not enough, the communication is not good, the people does not know what to do, he is not able to propose a solution, he does not know how to deal with the client, send them back, right? So that's how the consultant treats when they take you as a consultant, because when you're doing implementation, you are setting up their processes, right? And if their processes are not set up correctly, then their business would also be impacted a lot. And the business would also be impacted a lot. That's why experienced SAP consultants are required. Now, if you want to become an experienced SAP consultant, how you can become? That is the platform which we are providing it, right? That is the platform which we are providing it, that you would be able to convert your knowledge into the experience in this platform during this implementation project, which we'll be doing in a simulative mode. I am calling it as a simulative mode because we don't have any actual client, right? But the industry which we are taking it, every implementation we have taken a different industry. I think now the time when you will get the access to the recordings, you will see that you can actually go through 7 to 8 different type of implementation projects, right? So Hexaware or Hexa Digital, what is the implementation name, Shilpi, which we are going this time? It's Hexa Care, right?
No, hi, sir. It's Hexa Delta.
Hexa Delta, sorry. Hexa Delta
Yeah.
implementation we'll doing this time, which is high-tech industry. So this time we will be doing implementation in a high-tech industry, Hexa Delta. So having exposure to that, you would be able to gain the experience. And with that experience, when you will be going into the interviews, when you will be updating your CVs, or when you would be performing in a live project, you would be able to withstand the pressure of the implementation, and you would also be able to do the justice to the client also who has taken you, so that you do a better implementation, you set up their processes in a better way. So that is what is internship. Okay, that is what is internship. I have also explained with what is internship. I have also explained why internship is required, so that you gain experience, you convert your module knowledge into the experience. That's what we'll be doing it here, right? Now, quickly, you mentioned your module in the chat. I would be going one by one today because I need to make the full form team I need to make, but I want to just check which modules we have. Quickly, everyone, put your module name in the chat. We have PP, we have MM, we have SD, PP, MM, SD, FICO. Okay, we have EWM also. ABAP, very good. ABAPs are very much required. We have ABAP. Okay, PM also is there. Plant maintenance also there. Very good. So we have almost all the modules which we require. PP, MM, SD, FICO, they are the core modules. ABAP is the one which we must require, because you need to do the developments, you need to prepare the function specifications so that the custom developments can be done and you can experience them. So I am happy to see that there are plenty of ABAPers to support us. Now, who can join this internship, right? That is the question I'm going to answer. Who would be joining this internship? Now, to join this internship, we have put it a criteria. The criteria is you should be having access to 2 bundle courses from Sastrageek Solutions. Okay, so 2 bundle courses you should have from the Sastrageek Solutions. You should be having access to server, which we provide, right? Some people has 2 bundle courses, but with the 2 bundle courses, you get a 6 month of server access, and the server access has been expired. Then you need to buy the another server access, another 3 month server access you need to buy so that you can go ahead with this internship, right? Your core module training must be completed as 70%. So core module training must be completed as 70% or more than 2 years of experience as consultant. We also have some people who have not completed our mastery training, but they are working as a consultants. They are working as a support, or they are working. There are a lot of people come. You will see here, experienced people also will come here, right? Who are working as a consultant because they want to get a full exposure to end-to-end implementation. Many times it happens when you're working in a project, not everybody get exposure to the end-to-end implementation, right? Some people are working only into the testing. Some people are working only in support. For many years, some people got stuck with the like data upload kind of activities, those kind of activities. Some people got stuck into one part of the implementation, but they didn't get the full exposure. So if you're already working as a consultant on a particular module and more than 2 years, then it's fine. Even though you have not completed our mastery course as a 70%, then also it is fine. Okay. This is the criteria. And another one is, which I recommended a lot, that with the mastery course, you get access to our SAP Job and Mastery and Implementation Project exposure, where basically around 60 to 70 hours of recorded videos are there, which you go through step by step, document by document, what you need to do in an implementation project. That videos you should go through by the time we are starting this. If you have not gone through those videos, I would be giving you assignment. Every week I would be giving you assignment, and then with that assignments, you need to complete some certain set of videos from SAP Job and Mastery and Implementation Project exposure. Okay. Now, what will happen in internship? What are the things we are going to do in the internship? So the first thing we'll be doing at the first session is forming project team. So forming of the project team will be doing in the today's session. Today's session will be forming the full team. Okay. And then once you form the team, then you need to, this is the session happens every Thursday, we'll be doing 7:30 p.m. But after this session, you would also be having a sessions over the weekends, which you need to make sure that you do the integration sessions to complete the assignments. You would be having your module specific meetings over the weekends, which you would be going through it. Your module leads would be discussing with you to finalize it. And there can be a one integrated meeting over the weekend where basically you would be coming and discussing the integrated issues. We have a Telegram groups and some WhatsApp groups are also there. So you would be there in those groups also. I leave it to you because we treat you as a consultant, right? And when we give some assignment to you, then we we consider as a responsible consultant, you will complete it. That is another criteria which I missed it here. Availability of 20 hours in a week to complete the assignments, including the meetings, this session, and including your assignments. You should be having a 20 hours because some of the places when the assignment will come to you, we understand that you are not the experienced consultant, you are the new consultant. So some of the topics also you need to revise. You need to go back into your training. You need to revise the topic. You need to watch the video again. You will find the troubles. You need to jump into the Google to search. You need to interact with other people to check it, how to resolve the issues. All the things will happen, right? For all these things, you will require a time. So you should be able to bring it out. It's not a fixed time, but a flexible 20 hours in a week. You should be able to bring it out to complete this internship. Otherwise, yeah, if you will not have that much of time, you will not be able to complete it, right? Then we have commitment to complete assignments. This is also a criteria. You should be committed to complete the assignment whereby you are into the implementation project, right? And you are participating as a key team member, right? In the full implementation project, it works as a full team. We need to work as a full team. If one guy is not responding, a vapor has gone, okay, and he's not developing it, right? Then the specific functional specification, specific RISE-FW objects will get stuck, right? Completely get stuck, will not be able to move. If an MM consultant who has been assigned to do a specific configuration of OBYC, he has not done, nobody would be able to move ahead. No scenario will work. FICO consultant who need to do the specific configuration in the system, he need to create company code, set up the controlling area. He has not done that. Again, you will completely get stuck, right? So in every internship, we have a lot of students join us. Okay, I try to motivate everyone. Ki, bhaiya, you come here, we are putting a lot of efforts. My time is on stake. I have put it a specific manager for this internship program, right? I am also including the Gurukul students here to help into the different things, right? Then other resources have been also required. The Zoom is there, Teachable we are including, as a study we are creating, documents we are creating, a lot of resources we are bringing it on the table, right? But if you don't put the efforts, if you don't show the commitment, then the things will not move. So what we will be doing, we'll see that in back-to-back 2 to 3 weeks, if we have someone who is not responding, who is not coming into the meetings, who is not completing the assignments, this is not a game where you will come and sit and watch the movie or popcorn khaoge, ye wo wala kaam nahi hai. Here you need to come with action. Here you need to come with full armory. This is a war you need to fight and you need to get involved into it. If you don't get involved into this, there is no benefit of this game. This is not to sit back and listen ki haan sir Parminder sir kuch gyan denge and with that I will become a consultant. That will not happen. Gyan to main dunga, but unless you don't make your hands dirty, you cannot become a consultant. Unless you don't come to the pitch to play the ball, you cannot become a batsman. Only seeing the YouTube video that how to take the on drive, how to do a leg glance, you would be able to understand the technique, but you will not be able to apply them, right? Application is the one we need to test it here. You are into the nets now, okay? So come up for bowling, come up for the batting. Don't sit back. But if we see you are sitting back, you are not getting involved, we simply kick you out. Even though you have a two bundles access from us because we give it complimentary, but we want to only give it to them, to the people who really want to utilize it. A lot of people has taken the benefits. I got a lot of positive reviews. That's why I'm not charging for this internship separately. We are charging for the 2 bundle access, which we are giving it to you. That itself is having 200, 300 hours of training. And on top of that, this we are giving complimentary because this is the one which is generating the results. This is the one which is making people confident. This is the one which is increasing the voice in the confidence. This is the one by which people are able to go into the market with 2 years, 4 years of experience, right? So this is a golden opportunity. It came to you. Don't lose it. If you don't act, then don't come with any excuse to me. There is always an excuse, but please don't come up with the excuse. Always try to find it out how you can do it rather than finding an excuse. So yeah, I was there that what we are going to do, we are forming the project team that we are doing it today. Once we form the project team, we would be deciding that who would be the project manager. We will be deciding who would be the project leads, who would be the, module leads. And we'll also be deciding who would be the consultants who would be working under the leads. That full project structure will make it. In the earlier projects also we have done, in this project also will make the full structure. Once the project team has been formed, then we'll be jumping into the first thing, we'll be jumping into understanding business. Now we have created a as a study document, and Shilpi has helped me. Shilpi would also be working as a product owner for this implementation project. Product owner is also a kind of a place or kind of a org structure hierarchy, which people play a role of a product owner. That Shilpi would be doing it. And the second session will be jumping into understanding the business. I would be explaining you what the business is. We'll be also going through the as a study. Okay. Then you would be jumping into preparing the questionnaires. Preparing questionnaire. This questionnaire you would be asking to me and to Shilpi. We both would be acting as a business to you. And then you would be asking the questions to us, that preparing questionnaire, and then we'll be jumping into the requirement gathering phase. Okay. You would be asking the questions to us. We'll be jumping into the requirement gathering phase, where I will correct you whether you are asking the question in the right way or not, how you need to tweak your question to ask it correctly. That is the part we'll be working, will be playing a role in the requirement gathering phase will be playing a role. Okay. Then we will be jumping into, once the requirement gathering has been done, then we'll be jumping into RISE-of-W list. Now this part we are starting early. Before we create the BBP business blueprint documents, we'll be jumping into it. In the normal project, it does not happen like this. First, we create the business blueprint document, as is process flow diagrams, to be process flow diagrams, then your RISE-of-W list, then the functional specifications, and then the development happens. A lot of things happen before the RISE-of-W creation. But here, what experience we have taken, that is the part, the functional specification, it will come to you. You will try to understand, you will build a FS, then you will give to a ABAPer, then a ABAPer will do the development. That is a long time, long duration, right? And by the time, if you're taking a lot of time, the ABAPer who joins this internship, they leave, ki bhaiya hamare liye to kuch ho hi nahi raha hai, right? And you guys also need a little bit more time to write the function specification, because in training, the configurations, master data setup, other things we have done. But this is the part which I have particularly focused, that people are a little bit weak in it. What is functional specification? They also get a little bit scared of it. Ki a functional specification, pata nahi kya to hai, right? That will be going through it. So we'll be starting it early. We'll be identifying the RISE-of-W object list, and we'll start working on to the FS creation. So this part will go in parallel, FS creation. And hand over to ABAP. You will explain to the ABAP team what is this functional specification. Then ABAP team would be doing the development. Then testing and preparation of FUT document, function unit test document, you will prepare. So this RISE-of-W list come into the closer. And then we'll also work on the in parallel. This will work in parallel to be process. And with the RISE-of list, we'll also finalize the scenario list. In each module, what are the different scenarios which will be applicable for this? That also we would be finalizing it. To be process flow diagram, you would be creating it. We'll be using a tool called draw.io, okay, to create the to be process flow diagrams. It's a free tool, you can use it. Then you would be creating parallelly BBP documents, business blueprint documents, you would be creating it. Then end-to-end configurations. So what we would be doing here, when we finalize the scenario list, this RISE-of-W list and the scenario list will identify the individual, and that team lead would be doing it. You will identify the individual and will assign, okay, this RISE-of-W object is for you. This RISE-of-W object is for Arnab. This particular scenario is for Bhaskar, right? And this particular scenario is for Vishwadev, right? That is what we would be identifying, and that is what we would be allocating it, right? I have a question, which methodology we would be using for the implementation? Most of them, what methodology generally is used in the implementation? Let me quickly answer in the chat. What do you
So
think? Which methodology is used?
yeah,
Quickly in the chat.
okay.
Or you can also speak, no problem.
Yeah, so Activate and SAP methodology. So I was actually looking for Activate in this internship because it's a HANA, S4 HANA sourcing and procurement.
Okay. What is Activate?
So, we go with the client and work, it's a scrum mode that we operate and get the things done. We show them in the system what configuration we do have, and we explain the client that this will be the, your product or your end result. And that's how we work. And
yeah. So basically, in most of the projects which is happening where the implementation is happening, right? We know that, okay, as is, we know Activate, but when you jump into the project,
yeah.
every project, they have their own methodology. Okay.
Mhm.
Every project, they have own methodology, and it would be most of the project right now where the implementation is happening, it would be the mix of your mix of waterfall and agile. The mix of waterfall and agile which would be captured. If you will see Activate methodology itself, Activate itself is a mix of waterfall and agile, because SAP projects are not very quick projects. It takes how long it takes to complete one project in SAP? What do you think?
Near about 2 years, I say, with the
It's a
go
long
live.
project. Even the one rollout also take 2 years. The projects which I have involved in, if across the company you're doing, it is always 5 years, 10 years project, and one rollout or one wave itself can take easily somewhere from 9 months to 2 years. It can take it. Right? It's a long project. So agile methodologies are very suitable for the product development, right? But in SAP implementation, it cannot have a right fit, but still we can follow the agile approach, but we will still say that the structure is a wave structure, not the wave, sorry, structure is a waterfall structure. Okay, so that is the mixed methodology we'll be doing it. You need to understand, when we are doing this simulation, we are trying to do a 12 to 18 month project in 3 to 4 months. Right, in 3 to 4 months, where I am bringing it up rise of W very early to give you the exposure there, right? So that things will not happen in the actual project. So because this is a simulative project, I cannot run this project for you for 12 months. आधे से ज़्यादा बंदे तो भाग ही जाएंगे. Even you will see here, today we have around 40 people join. After three or four sessions, we'll be having 18, 20 people, right? So actually, what you will be getting is a mix of it. If you are very much interested to know more about the Activate, I have created a full detailed course on Activate methodology. It is available in Teachable. You can subscribe it. It's a self-paced mode where I've gone through all the challenges, all the process, all the steps, how using Activate methodology we can do the SAP implementation. But this one, don't expect that it will follow the exact methodology pattern. I cannot do that because I need to squeeze the full project into 3 to 4 months. So what will happen? You will see a lot of things in parallel going on. Business blueprint document parallel, rise of W parallel, functional specification parallel. A lot of things you will see in parallel happening in this one, which will not happen in the actual project. So just I will highlight you that what happened in the actual project and what tweaks we are doing it here, but put that in your mind.
Okay. Yeah. But do we have a cutover activity here in this?
We'll be having it. We'll be having it.
Yeah, because most of the questions are asked on those in the interviews on the cutover.
Have you completed the job and mastery, Anushri?
Yes. See, I have around 8 to 9 years of experience. I'm actually worked on all the support project, but not on the implementation. So I'm
Yeah, but have
actually
you completed
struggling.
our job and mastery?
Yes, job and mastery sourcing and procurement.
Have you gone through the cutover part of it?
Yes, I went through it, but I could not answer those questions in the interview. They asked for migrations and other things. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay. So list it down.
Yeah, yes.
That is the first assignment for you. List it down the migration questions which you were not able to answer, and send it over to me.
Okay.
Send it over to support team. They will send it over to me, or send it over to Shilpi. She will send it over to me.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll try to include those things also. We'll see that why you are not able to answer what extra they are asking. We'll try to include those things in this one.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So we'll go through the end-to-end configurations, which the specific scenario which has been assigned to you. For that, you need to do it, right? And then we'll be jumping into the, once the configuration has been done, we'll be jumping into the testing part. Here, basically, you need to prepare test scripts, test plan, test scenario, and you need to execute testing. That is the part you need to do it. So the testing phase will be going through it. Again, I would be expecting when every phase we are going through, I would be expecting you have gone through the SAP Job and Mastery videos. If you have not gone through, before we are starting it, you need to jump into the Job and Mastery videos, because that, what is UAT, what is positive testing, what is negative testing, that things I will not explain you here. I will expect you know it. You have gone through the Job and Mastery videos. If you have not gone through it, just before that we start the testing phase, you need to jump into the Job and Mastery and complete those videos so that you have a clear understanding to it. Okay, so once this testing has been done and the RISE of W have been prepared in parallel, which would be going through it, right? Then we will be jumping into the migration, or you can say cutover. Cutover, we'll be doing the exploring the migrations, or the migration will happen. Master data and transaction data. Here, you would be required to go through my course of HANA Migration Cockpit. That's why we said that 2 bundle access you require. Because if you don't know how to use the HANA Migration Cockpit, how to migrate the data with those tools, you would not be able to do it. So if you have not gone through, which I think many of you might have not gone through it yet, you have to go through the HANA Migration Cockpit course, the migration course which I have created, so that you understand how the migration happen. And when I will give the assignments, you would be able to execute it. Okay, so those are the things we will be doing it. Step by step, we'll go through, we'll do it.